we are barely into March, right? And free agency the new league year is about 2 weeks away right now. And Matthew Stafford and J.J. Watt have already entered this division that's going to get Nick Bosa back from injury. And then who knows what the 49ers might do at their quarterback spot. But I just want to linger a little bit on the Russell Wilson of it for a moment with you. And tell me what is going on there. Because if he is concerned about his protection, if that's the one thing, I don't know how Seattle is going to, what do? They make a free agent signing? Do they go ahead and draft somebody? Or do they just say, we're just going to be who we are and Russ is under contract and that's the end of that? Or will Russ, what happens now, do you think?
Well, Rich, he had a couple of meetings after the season, where he really did address this stuff. And so, it was with his own team. It was also with Pete Carroll. And really, coming out of that, I know that Russell sort of felt like there were three things he wanted to have accomplished. And number one, he wanted a scheme with a new offensive coordinator that would give him a chance to best highlight his skills. And that box has already been checked. They brought in Shane Waldron from the Rams. I know he was on board with the hire, so he liked that. And that left two more boxes. One was fixing the offensive line, and two was having communication on the direction of the franchise and what it's going to look like over the next few years. And so I think the Seahawks were amenable to that. I think what really pissed the Seahawks off, for lack of a better way of putting it, was that he went public with it. And I think part of it for him was, I want to create urgency, and I want to put urgency on them. But you have to look at it, if you're the Seahawks, right, and you're saying to yourself, okay, we've already been through so much with this guy, whether it was the friction with the Legion of Boom guys or it was the contract situations and Russell maybe wanting a baseball contract, or if it was the grumbling over all those years with the scheme and with there was all this stuff, right? So you can certainly see where the Seahawks are looking at this and saying to themselves, enough's enough. We need to fix this. And so to me, you look at all that history, right, and the two things that Russell has left on his list. I think those things can be accomplished. But to me, I think where the Seahawks are on this is we really need to just kind of put an end to this year-to-year thing where there's always an issue, there's always some drama. I think what the Seahawks would like is to find a way to sit down and meet with him and try to see if there's a way where they can put it to bed where it's not an issue for the next 3 or 4 years. And if they can't put that to bed, and who the hell knows what's going to happen 7 or 8 years from now, right? We don't know who's going to be the coach, any of that. But at least for the duration of his contract, kind of get to a place where this isn't a year-to-year thing where there's always drama. And, I think that, Russell going public with a lot of this stuff is what pushed them to that point.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.